Ezekiel chapter 43. Afterward he brought me to the gate, even the gate that turneth toward the east. And behold, the glory of the God of Israel came out from the east, whose voice was like the noise of great waters, and the earth was made light with his glory. And the vision which I saw was like the vision, even as the vision that I saw when I came to destroy the city. And the visions were like the vision that I saw by the river Chebar, and I fell upon my face. And the glory of the Lord came into the house by the way of the gate, which prospect is toward the east. So the Spirit took me up and brought me into the inner court, and behold, the glory of the Lord filled the house. And I heard one speaking unto me out of the house. And there stood a man by me, which said unto me, Son of man, this place is my throne, and the place of the soles of my feet, whereas I will dwell among the children of Israel forever. And the house of Israel shall no more defile mine holy name, neither they nor their kings by their fornication, nor by the carcasses of their kings in their high places. Albeit they set their thresholds by my thresholds, and their posts by my posts, for there was but a wall between me and them. Yet have they defiled mine holy name with their abominations that they have committed, wherefore I have consumed them in my wrath. Now therefore let them put away their fornication, and the carcasses of their kings far from me, and I will dwell among them forever. Thou son of man, show this house to the house of Israel, that they may be ashamed of their wickedness, and let them measure the pattern. And if they be ashamed of all that they have done, show them the form of the house, and the pattern thereof, and the going out thereof, and the coming in thereof, and the whole fashion thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and all the figures thereof, and all the laws thereof, and write it in their sight, that they may keep the whole fashion thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and do them. This is the description of the house. It shall be upon the top of the mount. All the limits thereof round about shall be most holy. Behold, this is the description of the house. And these are the measures of the altar after the cubits. Cubit is a cubit and an handbreadth. And the bottom shall be a cubit, and the breadth a cubit, and the border thereof by the edge thereof round about shall be a span. And this shall be the height of the altar. And from the bottom which toucheth the ground to the lower piece shall be 2 cubits, and a breadth 1 cubit. And from the little piece to the great piece shall be 4 cubits, and the breadth 1 cubit. So the altar shall be 4 cubits, and from the altar upward shall be 4 horns. And the altar shall be 12 cubits long, and 12 broad, and 4 square in the 4 corners thereof. And the frame shall be 14 cubits long, and 14 broad in the 4 square corners thereof. And the border about it shall be half a cubit, and the bottom thereof shall be a cubit about, and the steps thereof shall be turned toward the east. And he said unto me, Son of man, thus saith the Lord God, These are the ordinances of the altar in the day when they shall make it, to offer the burnt offering thereon, and to sprinkle blood thereon. And thou shalt give to the priests and to the Levites, that be of the seed of Zadok, which approach unto me to minister unto me, saith the Lord God, a young bullock for a sin offering. And thou shalt take of the blood thereof, and put it on the 4 horns of it, and on the 4 corners of the frame, and upon the border round about. Thus shalt thou cleanse it and reconcile it. Thou shalt take the bullock also of the sin offering, and burn it in the appointed place of the house without the sanctuary. But the 2nd day thou shalt offer an he-goat without blemish for a sin offering, and they shall cleanse the altar as they did cleanse it with the bullock. When thou hast made an end of cleansing it, thou shalt offer a young bullock without blemish, and a ram out of the flock without blemish. And thou shalt offer them before the Lord, and the priests shall cast salt upon them, and they shall offer them for a burnt offering unto the Lord. 7 days shalt thou prepare every day an he-goat for a sin offering. They shall also prepare a young bullock and a ram out of the flock, without blemish. Thus shall they 7 days purify the altar, and cleanse it, and consecrate it. And when these days are expired upon the 8th day, and so forth, the priest shall make your burnt offerings upon the altar, and your peace offerings, and I will accept you, saith the Lord God. Ezekiel chapter 44. Then he brought me toward the gate of the outward sanctuary, which turneth toward the east, and it was shut. Then said the Lord unto me, This gate shall be shut, and shall not be opened, and no man shall enter in by it, because the Lord God of Israel hath entered by it, and it shall be shut. It appertaineth to the prince. The prince himself shall sit in it, to eat bread before the Lord. He shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate, and shall go out by the way of the same. Then brought he me toward the north gate before the house, and when I looked, behold, the glory of the Lord filled the house of the Lord, and I fell upon my face. And the Lord said unto me, Son of man, mark well, and behold with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears all that I say unto thee, concerning all the ordinances of the house of the Lord, and all the laws thereof. And mark well the entering in of the house, with every going forth of the sanctuary. And thou shalt say to the rebellious, even to the house of Israel, Thus saith the Lord God, O house of Israel, ye have enough of all of your abominations, seeing that ye have brought into my sanctuary strangers, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh, to be in my sanctuary, to pollute mine house, when ye offer my bread, even fat and blood, and they have broken my covenant, because of all your abominations. For ye have not kept the ordinances of mine holy things, but you yourselves have set others to take charge of my sanctuary. Thus saith the Lord God, No stranger, uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary, of any stranger that is among the children of Israel, neither yet the Levites that are gone back from me, when Israel went astray, which went astray from me after their idols, but they shall bear their iniquity. And they shall serve in my sanctuary, and keep the gates of the house, and minister in the house. And they shall slay the burnt offering, and the sacrifice for the people, and they shall stand before them to serve them, because they served before their idols, and caused the house of Israel to fall into iniquity. Therefore have I lifted mine hand against them, saith the Lord God, and they shall bear their iniquity, and they shall not come near unto me, to do the office of the priest unto me, neither shall they come near unto any of mine holy things in the most holy place, but they shall bear their shame and their abominations which they have committed, and I will make them keepers of the watch of the house, for all the service thereof, and for all that shall be done therein. But the priests of the Levites, the son of Zadok, that kept the charge of my sanctuary when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to serve me, and they shall stand before me to offer me the fat and the blood, saith the Lord God. They shall enter into my sanctuary, and shall come near my table to serve me, and they shall keep my charge. And when they shall enter in at the gates of the inner court, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them, while they serve in the gates of the inner court. And within they shall have linen bonnets for their heads, and shall have linen breeches upon their loins, and they shall not gird themselves in the sweating places. But when they go forth into the utter court, even to the utter court to the people, they shall put off their garments, wherein they ministered, and lay them in the holy chambers, and they shall put on other garments, for they shall not sanctify the people with their garments. They shall not also shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long, but round their heads. Neither shall any priest drink wine when they enter into the inner court. Neither shall they take for their wives a widow, or her that was divorced, but they shall take maidens of the seed of the house of Israel, or a widow that hath been the widow of a priest. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. And in controversy, when they stand to judge, they shall judge it according to my judgments, and they shall keep my laws and my statutes in all mine assemblies, and they shall sanctify my Sabbaths. And they shall come at no dead person to defile themselves, except at their father or mother, or son or daughter, brother or sister, that hath had yet none husband. In these may they be defiled. And when he is cleansed, they shall reckon unto him 7 days. And when he goeth into the sanctuary, into the inner court, to minister in the sanctuary, he shall offer his sin offering, saith the Lord God. And the priesthood shall be their inheritance. Yea, I am their inheritance. Therefore shall ye give them no possession in Israel, for I am their possession. They shall eat the meat offering, and the sin offering, and the trespass offering, and every dedicated thing in Israel shall be theirs, and all the first of all the firstborn, and every oblation, even all of every sort of your oblations, shall be the priest. You shall also give unto the priest the first of your dough, that he may cause the blessing to rest in thine house. The priest shall not eat of anything that is dead or torn, whether it be fowl or beast. Ezekiel chapter 45. Moreover, when ye shall divide the land for inheritance, ye shall offer an oblation unto the Lord, an holy portion of the land, 25,000 reeds long, and 10,000 broad. This shall be holy in all the borders thereof round about. Of this there shall be for the sanctuary 500 in length, with 500 in breadth, all square round about, and 50 cubits round about for the suburbs thereof. And of this measure shalt thou measure the length of 25,000, and the breadth of 10,000, and it shall be the sanctuary and the most holy place. The holy portion of the land shall be the priests which minister in the sanctuary, which came near to serve the Lord, and it shall be a place for their houses, and an holy place for the sanctuary. And in the 25,000 of length, and the 10,000 of breadth shall the Levites that minister in the house have for their possession for 20 chambers. Also ye shall appoint the possession of the city, 5,000 broad and 20,000 long, over against the oblation of the holy portion. It shall be for the whole house of Israel. And a portion shall be for the prince on the one side, and on that side of the oblation of the holy portion, and of the possession of the city, even before the oblation of the holy portion, and before the possession of the city from the west corner westward, and from the east corner eastward. And the length shall be by one of the portions from the west border unto the east border. In this land shall be his possession in Israel, and my princes shall no more oppress my people, and the rest of the land shall they give to the house of Israel, according to their tribes. Thus saith the Lord God, Let it suffice you, O princes of Israel. Leave off cruelty and oppression, and execute judgment and justice. Take away your exactions from my people, saith the Lord God. You shall have just balances, and a true ephah, and a true bath. Ephah and bath shall be equal. A bath shall contain the 10th part of an omer, and an ephah the 10th part of an omer. The equality thereof shall be after the omer. And the shekel shall be 20 gerahs, and 20 shekels, and 5, and 20 shekels, and 15 shekels shall be your mina. This is the oblation that ye shall offer. The 6th part of an ephah of an omer of wheat, ye shall give the 6th part of an ephah of an omer of weight of barley. Concerning the ordinance of the oil, even of the bath of oil, ye shall offer the 10th part of a bath out of the core. 10 baths are an omer, for 10 baths fill an omer, and 1 lamb of 200 sheep out of the fat pastures of Israel for a meat offering, and for an burnt offering, and for peace offerings, to make reconciliation for them, saith the Lord God. All the people of the land shall give this oblation for the prince in Israel. And it shall be the prince's part to give burnt offerings and meat offerings and drink offerings in the solemn feasts, and in the new moons, and in the Sabbaths, and in all the high feasts of the house of Israel. Ye shall prepare the sin offering and the meat offering, and the burnt offering and the peace offerings, to make reconciliation for the house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord God, In the first month, in the first day of the month, shalt thou take a bullock without blemish, and cleanse the sanctuary. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering, and put it upon the posts of the house, and upon the four corners of the frame of the altar, and upon the posts of the gate in the inner court. And so shalt thou do the 7th day of the month. For everyone that hath erred, and for him that is deceived, so shall you reconcile the house. In the 1st month, in the 14th day of the month, ye shall have the Passover, a feast of 7 days, and ye shall eat unleavened bread. And upon that day shall the prince prepare for himself and for all the people of the land a bullock and a sin offering. And in the 7th day, 7 days of the feast, ye shall make a burnt offering to the Lord, even of 7 bullocks, and 7 rams without blemish, daily for 7 days, and an he-goat daily for a sin offering. And ye shall prepare a meat offering for an ephah for a bullock, an ephah for a ram, and an hin of oil for an ephah. In the 7th month, in the 15th day of the month, shall he do the like in the feast for 7 days, according to the sin offering, according to the burnt offering, and according to the meat offering, and according to the oil.